Honourable Master, dear liverymen of a worshipful company of Glovers of London. It is my pleasure to welcome you to a short virtual tour through our guild house of the Ehrenzunft to Safran in Basel. I'm talking to you right now out of the room where the committee meets to take its decisions, but also to welcome our guests on Ash Wednesday. As you know, tradition for more than over 35 years now, that we can welcome a delegation of the Worshipful Company of Glovers of London at our Ash Wednesday meeting every year. Today, it's not only me who's talking to you as a very important person, as a VIP of the Ehrenzunft to Safran, but today it's the MVP, the most valuable person, who will also talk to you as it regards to historical and architectural matters on our tour. This will be the honor of our past master, Lukas.
So here we are on Gerbergasse, which means in English it would be the Tanner's Street. The first home of the Safran livery was a few hundred meters away from here on Andreasplatz. But since 1423, the livery hall stands on this site. The old livery hall remained till the late 19th century. It was in the 1990s when the committee decided to knock down the old livery hall and to have a new, bigger one. One of the reasons to do this was because the government of Basel decided that the very narrow Gerbergasse should be enlarged, and to make this interesting for the house owners, they allowed it that when they knocked down their house and put it back, they could overbuild the river which runs just behind the houses. So in 1902 the actual hall was inaugurated. If you look from outside, you see it's a three-storey building. On the ground floor there are public uses like the restaurant and shops. On the first floor there are conference halls which are open to the public too. And on the second floor is the hall of the Safran. So here we are in the banquet room. It's the biggest room in the house, who extends nearly over the whole length of the site. We have two front walls which shows with the pictures the story of the Safran War. That was in 1374 when the Bishop of Basel had asked a nobleman for his service and then didn't pay him. So this nobleman was a knight, and he decided to fight back for his rights and robbed Safran, a delivery of Safran, who was bought by Basel-based tradesmen, and was worth what would be nowadays a few million of Swiss francs. So the Basel merchant decided to get it back, and that's the background of this Safran War. On the alongside the street, you can see the stained glass. They were donated in 1902 by all the Basel-based liveries to the Safran. Here on the center you can see the coat of arms of the Schlüsselzunft, Hausgenossenzunft und Weinleuten. So these are, together with the Safran, have a special day on Ash Wednesday. And it was the Glover's past master Brian Wicks who proposed that there should be a stained glass windows of the Safran livery, which then by donation of the Glovers was installed. Other, not liveries, but societies of Basel, which up to this day weren't existent.
This here in this special hall, where our Ash Wednesday lunch takes place once a year, always on Ash Wednesday. You have to imagine that on this situation we have about 250 livery men who participate at our Ash Wednesday banquet and make this a very special situation. Our banquet starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with the entrance of the committee, members of the committee, led by the master and by our honorable guests, and ends with one of our highlights, that is the admission of the new livery men, which of course are invited to drink our Schiff. And of course, not to forget, always a special point of our program is the speech of one of the members of the delegation of the Worshipful Company of Glovers of London. Sometimes in English and sometimes also in German. Here in the committee room you see the, historically speaking, most valuable parts of our guild house. All parts that you see here are remainings from the old livery hall and go back to the Middle Age. We speak of a year around 1423. Here on the window side you see the colours of the families of all committee members going back to the year of 1902. When this standing guild house was built. It is for every committee member a very special moment when he can look for the first time at his family colours on these windows. Dear Master, dear liverymen of the Worshipful Company of Glovers of London, it was a pleasure for us showing you our guild house, and I hope that you enjoyed our little virtual tour.
And we will be pleased to try to answer your questions on our live Zoom meeting.